Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another video. Before we get started, I should say you might hear a little bit of noise in the background. That's my computer right now. I'm exporting my reaction to Halo, the series, episode 4, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I just got done watching the episode. I don't go to bed until late. That's just me. I'm a night owl, I guess. But yeah, so I want to talk about because at the end of my reaction, I'm sure no one's going to watch my reaction. The Halo reactions don't do very well. My show reactions don't normally do well. I know I don't show footage and stuff. I just don't. I could edit it. I don't really care. I really don't. I honestly don't care about editing it. Sure, it'll give me a lot more views and a lot more attention if I do, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm just here to. It's really honestly, these reactions are almost more of an excuse for me to just to watch whatever immediately. Because if I don't, sometimes I'll watch it later, and then I just never watch it. Just like a lot of shows that are just like, oh, I was meaning to watch that, and I just never got around to it. Like stuff like Stranger Things 3 right there. Like I want to do reactions just so I can watch it. I don't know. I'm a very not busy man. I'm just a very I don't know, multi. What's the word I'm looking for when you have like a lot of different things on your mind. You want to do a lot of different things at once. That I don't know. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, the new episode of Halo came out, and I guess it's gonna be more of a rant than a review. I'll call it a review, I guess. And it's gonna be more of a review for the series so far. I love Halo. It's one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. When it comes to the lore of Halo, I'm not like the best when it comes to that, which I'm sure some people will be like, "What?" But I play a lot of the multiplayer. When I was growing up, Halo 1, 2, 3, and even Reach were all games I played, even ODST, I guess. Fucking countless hours. Like Halo 2 and 3, I spent thousands and thousands of hours playing those games. Halo 3 custom games was my jam. I met some awesome people, which to be fair, I don't talk to anymore, but they were really fun. Some Xbox friends. And it was just a great time. Every time I would get home from school, whether it be middle school or high school or whatever, I'd get on to Halo 2 or Halo 3 and just have an amazing time. And Halo 1, I used to play with friends too, like just co-op local. I love Halo. So I was excited for a show. I was excited for a movie when that was supposed to be a thing years ago. Peter Jackson was supposed to do it and everything, and then of course it didn't happen. Then I think wasn't Neil or I'm sorry, District 9 guy. I'm sorry, I cannot. Neil Blomkamp. He was supposed to direct it, I think, at one point maybe, or just produce it. And it just kept not happening. And finally, it's out. We're almost halfway done with the first season. Season 2 already got screenlit, screen whatever, you know what I mean. And my export ended, so you're not gonna hear noise in the background. I just don't. This is my problem with the show. I don't mind that the lore changes and stuff. Again, I'm not like the biggest in the lore. I know a good amount of lore, but like little details, I'm probably not gonna get, honestly. I like stuff from the books or even little things from the games. I just don't remember because it's been a long time since I played some of those campaigns. I did play Halo 2 recently, though. Halo 3 I haven't played in a long time. But to be fair, Halo 3, I think I beat on Legendary, I want to say like 7, 8 times or something, just because that used to be a thing we used to play all the time. But me and Xbox Live friends. But yeah, so it's not really that. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you watch my reaction, I'm just like, put your fucking helmet on, blah, blah, blah. But those are more jokes. When I'm like, after the reaction, I'm just like, I just don't understand why it's gotta be this way. Why can't we just have an accurate adaptation? And I was thinking, Paramount also did Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And that's a pretty accurate adaptation. You know, I mean, obviously not fully. You know, we got still human characters and a whole wedding side plot and stuff, but for the most part, they get the characters right. Everything feels like what it's supposed to. There's a lot of references. There's a lot of love and care. And of course, when you get people that actually play the games and like the games and stuff, and you get that. Supposedly they didn't even watch or play the Halo games, so at least they got Jen Taylor as Cortana. That's good. That's always a plus. But yeah, I'm just not the biggest fan of it just not feeling like Halo, but I could let that slide as long as the show itself is good. And that's my problem. The show itself is fine. It's very generic. and it's never really super boring to me. I'm usually just entertaining myself. If anybody actually watches my reactions, which I highly doubt anybody ever watched any of my reactions all the way through, then you know that I have a good time with just like riffing on shit and stuff. I have a good time making myself laugh and shit. I'm sure nobody else finds me funny, but I'm never bored. But I'm just thinking to myself, like, this is just not captivating me at all. And it took me till now to realize I just don't fucking care about any of the characters. Like, sure, Master Chief, he's there. When he has his suit on, which is very rare, we see more ass shots at this point than fucking Master Chief in his helmet, which is very weird that they keep showing, oh, here's an ass, look. Game of Thrones had a lot of ass. So was Halo. I don't know why Halo has to have ass. Seriously, there was 2 ass shots in this new episode. Last episode, we had a lot of Aster Chief, or Master Cheeks, whatever you want to call him. And then the second episode, we had some ass cheek from what's her name. So it's just like I don't know why I'm counting all the ass cheeks. It's just weird to see that in Halo, you know. And it's also weird not to see a lot of action in Halo, considering what fucking Halo is. But Halo is not a card game or a strategy game. Well, I guess Halo Wars is, but and strategy games have action in it too. Even that, it's not a good comparison. But I just don't understand. The characters are just not good. That's just my problem. The characters are not good. I just don't like any of them, really. Like some of them are okay, and I can see them growing on me. But we're 4 hours into the show, 50 minutes each. So let's say like 200 minutes. So let's say, you know, I'm gonna come some slack. Let's say 3.5 hours into the show. Okay, right? That's fair. No, wait. Now let's say 3 hours. Just straight up, 3 hours. 3.5 wouldn't be right. So 50 each. Yeah, that wouldn't be right. Let's give them 3 hours. I've seen movies that are half that length that made me care for a wide range of characters quicker. Like, let me just think on the top of my head, a movie that's like maybe 2 hours long. Well, pretty much every Oscar movie makes you care about the characters pretty quickly. You know, every Oscar-nominated movie, whether you like it or don't, does a fairly good job of making us either intrigued or want to know more about these characters and whatnot. But let me think of like even something more like action-packed in Hollywood and special effects driven. The Suicide Squad. That was a huge cast of characters too, and I cared about pretty much every single one of them because James Gunn knew how to quickly make you care. Just quickly. They made them weird, eccentric, and stuff. These characters are just so dull. Master Chief, what is he? He's Soldier Man, which is fine with me. Again, all the Spartans should be that way. And you can make those characters interesting. But what they do is they make it so that he's you know, quiet, sullen. And now we're supposed to care for him because he's opening up his emotions and stuff, and we see his face all the time. And what was so cool about Master Chief is that he was mysterious. Even though we still knew a lot about his backstory, he's still mysterious. Not just his face, but like what's going on in his head and stuff. We don't get to see his emotions really, so we don't know what's going on when it comes to like when people are talking to him and stuff. We don't really see that. But he's also like, he's a badass, sure. He's a soldier. He's a hero. We like Master Chief. You know, he has some great one-liners. He's witty at times. He can be funny. Like he can have emotion. And that's all without having to take off his helmet. This show has his helmet off. I don't feel nothing about this Master Chief. Like, honestly, the show itself right now, if you took all the dialogue and cutscenes from the new Halo Infinite, the show so far, we're, again, 3 hours in. Again, I'm being fair. I'm being fair to them. 3 hours in. We've had just as much show as we've had, like, cutscenes and dialogue, most likely, than in Halo Infinite. You know what I'm saying? And I care about that version of Master Chief way more. Even if we were like separated from, like, if I've never played Halo before and I played Halo Infinite, I can assure you I care about Halo Infinite Master Chief more. It's just, I don't know. I just don't care about any of these characters. The only one I care about is Cortana, and that's only because she acts like Cortana. Who would have thought? And I get it. Sometimes you gotta separate yourself from the game and stuff. But even if I did, I still would find Cortana fun. I like her. The voice actor's good, and whatever. She's funny, I guess. I don't mind Soren. I think Soren's fun. Quan, I just don't care about. Like, we haven't had any reason to really care about her, honestly. Oh, the Resistance and stuff. But we don't know her as a character, really. She's kind of just, like, pushy and kind of shitty to people. I don't know. She's kind of sarcastic and I just don't really like her, and she needs to fix her fucking hair. I just don't get having these characters be emotional, but then not actually give them anything to do too. Like in this newest episode, we had a character, a Spartan, that she took the emotional inhibitor chip out of her back, and now she's gonna be emotional. And then literally like 20 minutes later, she's like joking around with Miranda Keys about her hair. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I get the inhibitor chip. Okay, now she has emotions, I guess. But like, she's still a Spartan. It's not like the inhibitor chip made her the Spartan. It just blocked emotions. So her going like, oh my god, my hair's so awful, right? I'm just like, this doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Like, the jokey stuff she was saying before was fine, but this was just like way too far. It was cringe. I'm sorry, it was cringy. I don't know. This is me tired talking. I need to take a sip. I love Halo. I really, I do, and it's just. I just wanted something better, I guess. And maybe it'll get better. Who knows? Oh, by the way, there's barely any action so far. Like, we've had an action scene a little bit in this one, and I think we had an action scene in the second episode. I don't think we had any action in the third one. We had the beginning action scene in the first episode, and it was pretty good, even though some of the special effects weren't great. I was expecting, because the special effects weren't great, that means like we're going to get a lot of special effects, you know, and maybe they had to save budget for certain special effects because they're going to have a lot more later on, and that might still be the case. But 3 episodes later, and we haven't had a really cool Spartan fight, and we haven't seen elites really do anything. I mean, we had that flashback scene, I guess, with what's her name, Maki, who I don't fucking know and I don't care about either, but she's barely been in the show so far, to be fair. So they haven't really been focusing on her. I'm really talking about characters they focused on. And again, a show you should be a little bit more patient with, but still, like, I don't understand. Like, it hasn't been a lot of action. There hasn't been a lot of like lore building, really. There's been a decent amount, but not too much. I just don't understand why they can't make these characters likable. And again, if you like these characters, that's fine with me. I don't mind. I'm just saying how I feel. Anyway, yeah. So I don't really. I don't know. It's not even I don't know. What am I even gonna call this? Why I don't like the Halo series right now? I don't know. So far, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just more disappointed than anything. I just wish it was better. Is that weird to wish for something to be better? I don't hate it. Again, I'm still enjoying it for the most part, but yeah. How do you feel about it so far? Let me know if you're liking it. I want to know. And you don't need to explain it to me. That's fine. I don't need an explanation. Just like it. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. I'm just telling you why I don't really care for it. Again, I don't hate it. I think it's okay for the most part, but yeah, I don't know. I was hoping this would be good. I was really hoping. And so far, I'm just not super impressed. And the other characters, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna take it back. I like Halsey. Not that I like her, I should say that, but I find her character interesting. I find her more interesting in the games, but to be fair, there's more of her in the games than there is in the show so far. So I like that she's way more of a bitch in the games, though. I will say, like, straight up, she's an asshole in the games, which I like better, honestly. Here she's a little bit. But you can tell, like, that's, like, even this episode kind of suggests that maybe that's kind of like a ruse, I guess. Like, her being a little bit nicer and not as, you know. Anyway. I mean, I don't know. Episode 3 had some good Cortana stuff, too, between Master Chief and her. I didn't really care for Master Chief, because he's just like, he was just like, whatever. I don't want you near me. But all the Cortana stuff was good, you know, like her trying to fit in and stuff. I thought that was cute, I guess. I mean, not exactly what I would want from Halo, but for the show itself, it was fun. I could detach myself from that. Anyway, that's it. That's all. And I know this video is kind of pointless, but just wanted to talk about it a little bit. Anyway, that's it. Bye. I don't know why I made this video.